No car, please. You will not survive.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, it's your homie FuturisticMike, and I'm back with another The Boys video if you're new. Now this is going to be the recap for The Boys Season 2, Episode 4, and this might be the best episode yet. If you're a fan of The Boys, if you love The Boys, hit the like on this video. If you're new to my channel and this is the first time you're finding me, subscribe and turn on those post notifications so when I post videos on The Boys, you get them. Now I love this show so much, like I told you guys in my recap for episode 1 through 3 of season 2. I love this show. And it's just crazy that we're already halfway through the season. We only got 4 episodes left. That's why I feel like we need more than 8 episodes in a season. I hate when shows only want to give you 8 episodes in a season. You know, I understand there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of filming to do and stuff like that. But we need at least 10 episodes when it comes to a show. 8 is just not enough. Now let's just get right into it, man. I'm not gonna hold y'all up at all. Let's just get right into it. Now a woman we've never seen before talks to the camera, telling the story of a marriage that never happened. She's the first of several talking throughout the episode. Now Frenchie is taking drugs in the bathroom. In the apartment, the TV news reports that Stormfront's explosive handiwork in the previous episode left 59 dead and over 100 injured, but blames the late Kenji for the destruction. This was Kimiko's brother, and Stormfront is blaming him for everything. Now Frenchie tells Kimiko it wasn't her fault, and he tries to kiss her, but she pushes him away. Homelander is really pissed off by Stormfront hogging all of the Seven's media coverage. He turns up at a house where he's greeted by Madeline Stillwell, and at this point I'm so confused. You know, I just didn't know what was going on. She says, "I've missed you so much," right before she feeds him milk from her fingers, and that's just weird, man. Homelander used to love her doing that in the first season. Now Billy Butcher meets up with Grace Mallory, telling her that the boys hit a dead end on their investigation into Susan's death. She hands him a photo of Liberty, second-tier suit from the 70s who was all over Susan's server. Mallory hands Butcher an address in North Carolina and instructs him to send Mother's Milk to speak to Liberty. She also gives Billy her best guess on where he can find Becca. Now Homelander complains to Madeline about Stormfront. Madeline tells him not to take that shit and that it's time to take out the weeds and start all over again. Madeline moans and transforms into Doppelganger, who complains that he can only hold on to a form for a certain amount of time before it really hurts. Now Homelander, you know, he's surprised at seeing this Doppelganger, and he tells the Doppelganger to turn back into Madeline, who tells him he's the most powerful man in the world. Billy sets off to find Becca, but he tells Mother's Milk to go and find Liberty, explaining that if he helps Mallory, she'll be more than likely to help him get back to his family. Mother's Milk agrees to take Huey with him. In the vault building, Homelander forces his way into Starlight's elevator. He pushes her against the wall by the throat, saying he gave Starlight a second chance after Queen Maeve begged him to spare her life, and that she's failed him by disobeying his order to kill Huey. Starlight responds that Huey broke her heart worse than everyone ever has, and they're not together anymore, and Homelander actually believes her. This is exactly what I was saying in my recap for episodes 1 through 3. Homelander is such a bitch, man. You know, I know a lot of people like him. They say that he makes the story, which is true. This wouldn't be The Boys without Homelander, but he is such a bitch, man. He always wants to kill everybody. He just thinks he's God or something, and I don't know, man. I don't really like his character, and that's just my opinion. Now Starlight and Huey meet in Central Park. She tells him she received his voicemail from the yacht, and that she's delusioned that Vought is still thriving despite the Compound V revelations. She says we risked our lives to make the world way worse. Huey says that these things take time. She tearfully tells him she can't go back to the Vought Tower. She said she fears for her life. She's scared that Homelander is gonna be around the corner waiting to kill her at any time. She's really scared of Homelander, and I don't blame her because this dude is crazy. Now Huey meets Mother's Milk for their drive to North Carolina, and Starlight is with him. Milk says she can't go with them because she's chipped and she might be bugged. Now Huey argues that it makes sense to have a soup knock on another soup's door and that she needs this. He eventually agrees and she comes with them. Now A-Train sees Shockwave leaving Ashley's office in the Vought Tower. Despite her initial claims that Shockwave was there to discuss a charity initiative, Homelander cuts to the chase and tells A-Train he's out of the 7 in favor of Shockwave. And I kind of feel bad for A-Train. They kind of been building up to this since season 1. We seen that they tried to tease that Shockwave was the fastest person in the world when A-Train was racing him and stuff like that. And A-Train has been having heart problems. It's not really his fault. And it just kind of sucks that they kicked him out of the 7 just like that. So I have a feeling that maybe in the future, A-Train will probably work with Starlight and maybe Huey to take down Vought. Because they're not just gonna take A-Train out of the story just like that. Now Frenchie makes a visit to his ex-girlfriend Sherry. He explains that he thought kissing Kimiko would make her feel better. Sherry tells him that he's just trying to make amends for the children Lamplighter burned, and she tells him that he needs to leave her alone to grieve. Now, stopping at a diner on their road trip, Starlight and Mother's Milk bond over stories of their respective fathers' love of donuts and ice cream. As they leave, they see a car crash, and Milk has to hold back Starlight to stop her from intervening. You know, she was getting ready to blow their cover. She was literally gonna use her powers, and that would have been bad. Now, Billy finds Becca's house. They arrange to meet somewhere away from Vaught's cameras because there's cameras everywhere. He explains that he thought she was dead. She says she was forbidden from saying where she was. She tells Butcher about a garbage truck that goes past at the same time every day that they could use to escape. So they're trying to think of an escape plan so they can escape together, so they can finally be together, because it's been so long since they've been together. Now Starlight, Huey, and Milk stop off at a motel for the night. Starlight and Huey meet at the vending machine and have a heart-to-heart conversation. They end up sleeping together, and we knew that was going to happen again eventually. And also, Billy Butcher and Becca end up sleeping together. She tells him all about Ryan, her son, while he tells her about his unfortunate current living arrangements. He says he's living in the basement somewhere, and she says, "I'm so sorry you have to live like that." Now, Homelander and Queen Maeve appear on a talk show where they claim they knew nothing about Compound V. They said they knew nothing about it, which is a damn lie. Talk show host asks where there isn't more racial diversity among Vaught's heroes. Homelander is clearly irritated like he always is, and he counters by outing Maeve as being gay, mentioning her girlfriend Alina. Homelander tells Maeve that after he heard them talking on the phone, he did some digging. When Queen Maeve eventually admits they're still together, Homelander says he's really happy for Maeve, but he says it in a spectacularly unconvincing manner. Now Stormfront speaks in front of a group of protesters, winning their support by saying that Vought needs to do more to protect them from super terrorists. Himiko moves through the crowd, waiting to make a move on her brother's killer. She wants to really kill Stormfront, but Frenchie stops her from making the move. Now Starlight, Huey, and Milk arrive at the address Mallory gave them. When they ask for Liberty, Valerie, the woman inside, closes the door on them, but they keep trying to talk to her, and Milk tells her the story of his father, a lawyer who went after Vought despite considerable odds. He said that he never gave up, no matter what. He was found dead over his typewriter at 55 years old in suspicious circumstances, which is when Milk vowed to take down Vought no matter what. Now Valerie lets them in and recalls an event that happened 48 years earlier. She says that nobody back then would believe a black girl accusing a white superhero of murder. She tells them that she was asleep in the back of a car her brother was driving when a soup stopped the vehicle, telling him to get out, and that their car had been involved in a robbery. The hero, or so-called hero, killed her brother in a racially motivated attack. Valerie's parents thought going to the police was pointless, so they accepted a payoff of $2,000 to stay quiet. Literally only $2,000 though, like really? The soup was Liberty and nobody has seen her since 1979. Or so they thought. Valerie says she's seen her in the newspaper, pointing to a photo of Stormfront. The Seven's new star is Liberty. So really Stormfront is old as hell. She's probably like 70, 80, or 90 years old or something like that. Back in the Vought Tower, Homelander sees numerous internet memes mocking him while celebrating Stormfront. He confronts his new rival, insisting that he's the face of the Seven and scores higher on every demo that counts. She tells him that his need to be loved by everyone is pathetic, which gets Homelander really pissed off to the point of unleashing his glowing red eyes. It looked like he was really gonna cook Stormfront. She pulls back, telling him he's everything the Seven should be. He just needs a bit of help connecting with his audience. She says, change with the times. She says, God knows I did. And Homelander says he doesn't need no help. Now Becca meets Butcher, but Ryan isn't with her. She said she's not leaving because Butcher doesn't really want the boy to go with them. She suspects that he'll find a way to get rid of the kid. When he says they're not going to let a $1 billion piece of Vought property get away, she says she can't leave him behind and let Homelander raise him. She explains that she went to Vought rather than Butcher after Homelander raped her because she knew her husband would go all out for revenge. She tells him she can't be with him, and I guess she broke up with him. But I don't think this is the last we're gonna see of Becca. You know, Billy Butcher is not gonna give up on his wife. As they part ways, Starlight tells Huey they can't be together like that again. She believes they can't afford to feel good or safe at the moment. He says it doesn't have to be that way, but she kisses him goodbye and doesn't look back. Now, another woman talks about her relationship history. The camera pans out to reveal that the Deep and Carol have been conducting interviews. It turns out they're looking to find a wife for the Deep to restore his image and get him back in the Seven. She tells him they're selecting Cassandra, not his first choice because she's a valued member of the collective. So it seems like the Deep will end up getting a wife in the future, and that's going to be really interesting to see. I found it funny because in one of the previous 3 episodes, we seen the Deep take shrooms and his gills were talking to him, and it was just a funny scene and a funny moment. Because really those things are ugly as hell. Now Homelander pays another visit to Madeline. She says she can be whoever he wants her to be, and then the doppelganger morphs into a double of Homelander. Homelander eventually responds, I don't need everyone to love me, I don't need anyone, and I don't need you, and he breaks the doppelganger's neck. And that's the end of the episode. This episode was solid. I thought it was a really good episode. I think this is the best episode of the season so far. I think this season is definitely better than season 1, but this episode was really, really good. You know, it had so many different things in it. I'm starting to love the beef between Stormfront and Homelander. It's getting interesting to watch. I can't wait to see what happens with Starlight, Huey, and the rest of the boys, and I also can't wait to see what happens with A-Train. But this was a really good episode. You know, what do you guys think of this episode? Comment down below and let me know. Comment your theories, predictions, thoughts, everything down below in the comment section. Keep supporting your boy, and I'll be continuing to bring y'all the boys content in the future. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you can never miss a video. Let me get out of here, y'all. It's your boy FuturisticMike, and I'll talk to you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.